Hello everyone, good morning, afternoon. Welcome to this update. So this will mainly talk about newly formed tropical depression 14 in the Gulf, and there's some other systems still in the Atlantic. So first, Clerk, we already talked about it in the European video, so we'll put a link to the description to that video too. You'll bring some bigger impacts to Europe. There's Leslie, it's just out there lost in the Atlantic, might remain out to sea and fall apart later. And there's this system already at 30% near the Cabo Verde, might affect the Cabo Verde with some showers and some storms. So be aware, but the main thing is like this new system here. So they recently, less than 1 hour ago, designated this. So it's now Tropical Depression 13. It's expected to be Hurricane Milton there as early as like Monday, and that they have it going straight towards Florida there, like into western Florida, like I showed you on the models yesterday. Some were showing like tropical storm or weak hurricane, so they now have a hurricane heading towards Florida, and we got some new data here, so let's see. The depression's forecast to quickly intensify while it moves eastward to northeastward across the Gulf of Mexico and be at near or major hurricane strength when it reaches the west coast of Florida Peninsula by midweek. There's an increasing threat of life-threatening storm surge, wind impacts to parts of the west coast of Florida Peninsula beginning late Tuesday or Wednesday. Residents of those areas should ensure they have their hurricane plan in place, follow any advice by local officials, and check back for updates in the forecast. Areas of heavy rainfall impact parts of Florida Sunday and Monday as well, ahead of the tropical system, with heavy rainfall more directly related to the system expected by later Tuesday through Wednesday. This rainfall brings the risk of flash and urban flooding and area flooding along minor, tri-state and moderate river flooding. So please stay safe in those areas. This might go right into western Florida as a moderate or strong hurricane, and less than 3 weeks ago that was Hurricane Helene, so many people are still recovering. But of course, Helene was almost in the panhandle there, so this is a way different area, but there were some impacts there as well. So please stay safe there, and in all those bays and rivers, especially like Tampa Bay, you'll be so close. The storm surge might be a big deal there, and please stay safe and warn others in those areas. So let's see what they have. They have the rainfall potential still for like the Yucatan, Cuba, but it's like a little far out to determine the exact rainfall in Florida there. So they still have some lower confidence there, but they have some like 4 inches near 50 to 100 millimeters in the northern Yucatan, close to 50 millimeters in Cuba, 70 some 80 millimeters, and more there. So let's see. The tropical storm force winds probabilities 100% there in the middle of the ocean where it is, and it's already higher there in Florida, close to 60-70% tropical storm force winds probability. So this forecast will change as we go along, but the 58-mile-per-hour wind probabilities shows already close to 40% there in Florida west coast, and on the east coast too might be some bigger winds. There are some hurricane force wind probabilities more in the Gulf, but shows already some low probabilities in Florida, some hurricane force winds probabilities. So please stay safe there. There's still no warnings for this, but they might have in the coming days. So here are the key messages in Spanish. Let me just take a look. Se pronostica que la depresión tropical se intensificará rápidamente mientras se mueve hacia el oeste, el este y noreste a través del Golfo de México y está em cerca ou com força de huracão maior quando alcança a costa oeste da Península de Flórida a medianos da semana que viene. Há um risco crescente de impactos de uma rada ciclónica e viento que amenaza a vida para porções da costa oeste da Península de Flórida a partir do martes ou miércoles. Os residentes nestas áreas devem assegurar-se de terem um plano de huracán em seu lugar e siga qualquer conselho dado por os funcionários do governo local e vuelva a verificar para obter atualizações neste pronóstico. Las áreas de fuertes lluvias afectaram porções de Flórida domingo e lunes, bem por delante do sistema tropical, com lluvias fortes diretamente relacionadas com esse sistema, mas o martes, tarde e miércoles. Esta lluvia está a risco de inundações repentinas e urbanas em áreas junto com inundações menores ou moderadas de los ríos. Entonces, muchísimas precauciones. Puede haber casi 50 o 100 milímetros en Cuba y norte de Yucatán y México, sí. Precauciones con algunas de estas lluvias. Good. So, just making sure everybody understands. And let's see here now the information. This is the current satellite, a lot of convection already. And the global plus like hurricane models generally take this to like central Florida, many just south of Tampa and some north of Tampa, but some like 2 or 3 outliers take this to southwestern Florida. So southwestern Florida has been shown as well in some models, but it may be a central Florida thing. There's the GFS ensembles, many take this to like central to northern Florida, many central Florida there on the red line, and there the Canadian ensembles. The black line for the Canadian ensembles go all the way to southwestern Florida, but many members are showing central Florida. So this could be our southwestern or central to northern Florida, but the general consensus is central Florida near Tampa. So let's see. The intensity guidance, there's some 2 models showing category 4, some 3 or 4 models showing category 3, and a bunch of them showing category 2. So this still could be a major hurricane, but for now just around category 1, category 2 probably as it makes landfall. But this forecast will still change many times. So don't freak out about a major hurricane yet, because you'll probably be weaker, but there's the possibility of a major hurricane, so you gotta be ready for everything. So please just have a plan and everything you need to stay safe. So let's see, there's the GFS operational. It shows you going there, gets like tropical storm, and then hurricane intensity, like even before it passes the Yucatan. So the GFS is too strong, I think, but it keeps going there. It makes landfall in Tampa, like 951 major hurricanes. So that will be a major hurricane. But let's see the European, because the GFS is a little bit strong. So, but you never know. The European model shows it getting to like tropical storm as it passes Cuba and the Yucatan, and maybe it shows category 1 throughout central Florida, just south of Tampa. So like still showing like category 1. There's the Canadian model, shows like goes there, gets like hurricane strength north of the Yucatan, and but gets a little bit more disorganized as it gets to Florida, just like tropical storm or category 1. So this is a weird track, like hurricane near the Yucatan and tropical storm near Florida. Yeah, but it could happen. There's the icon 2, shows it there, gets like hurricane strength, and still like a category 1 in western Florida. So still showing like category 1. There's the Navgen, goes there, and it has a little bit north of Tampa, like category 1 as well, and it exits Florida. Might have some bigger impacts on the west coast, but might have some big impacts on the east coast as well. Then it leaves there, and there's like, let's see, the European AI model shows it goes there, like category 1 or tropical storm. So yeah, stay safe in those areas, please. And now there are the hurricane models, So let's see, there's the H wave. It shows again like tropical storm strength there. Passes just north of the Yucatan, gets like 939, 94, and 922. So the H wave brings this all the way to category 5 there, but it usually exaggerates like this, so don't mind it. But according to this, you make landfall just north of Tampa there, like north of St. Petersburg, then cross Florida and exit there again. So let's see, has landfall around Cat 4, the landfall, but there might be too strong still. There's the H1, shows there, goes, gets like hurricane strength, and the H1 goes all the way to 928, category 5, 932, 931, makes landfall like north of Tampa, like just south of the Big Bend, like 941. 941 is like category 4 strength, but it shows like the convection all scattered around, so it might be just like a category 3, or depend on the wind speeds. And there's the HAFS A2, shows there, let's see, the 60, shows the goals like 981, gets like hurricane strength. Then it has like all the to 929, category 5, but once it gets to Florida, it shows weakening to 957, most of the convection on the north side. So this will be like a category 2 or category 3, 957. So please be aware there. The good thing about these models, because they aren't showing this making landfalls like a category 3 or 4, category 4, they're showing it weakening to like category 3 before landfall. But according to the official forecast, it will most likely be a category 2 at landfall. So let's see, there's the HAFS B, it goes there, gets like hurricane strength, makes landfall as a category 1. Category 1, according to the HAFS B, might bring some rough surf and some rain to the southeast as well. So some models are stronger, some are weaker, but we'll keep an eye on this. But definitely a category 2 is possible, and major hurricanes is not out of the question, but we'll keep watching this. They have the forecast here. Now the official forecast shows category 2, still like 175 km/h, category 2 at landfall, and this is approximately like some 110 mile/h sustained winds. So, and it has make landfall just south of Tampa, right around Bradenton, Longboat, and some areas there. So this is the official track as of now, but it might change still. So let's see, there's the ensembles, the European, but I don't think they are working. Let's see the GFS, maybe it's a little bit before. No, it's not working. So let's see some other stuff. So here's there's the spaghetti too. It shows like the hurricane models, mainly north of Tampa, the hurricane models are showing, and one goes to southwestern Florida, and there's this spaghetti map too, like category 2, category 1, and some have like category 4, they're out in the Gulf. So yeah, and let's see here, there are also some like some experimental models. So let's see if this loads here. Wait, so this shield experimental model does show it forming up there, like a hurricane, tropical storm, then crosses Florida. So I'll just stop this, and here, so wait, so it has it there like as category 1 around category 2 as it crosses there. So please be aware, there's like the shear other stuff. So the vorticity, there's a little bit higher vorticity showing up now, but there's Kirk, of course, gigantic vorticity signature, and there's Leslie. And let's see, the wind shear is still bad in the Northern Gulf, but where this is at, the wind shear is good. The wind shear might get better in the Northern Gulf, because if it stays like 60, 70 knots, it'll be too unfavorable. But that wind shear will lower a little bit. So let's see the heat, still very high sea surface temperatures, close to 29, 30 degrees near the coast of Florida, some 29 degrees in the ocean there. And the ocean heat content is crazy in the Caribbean, more than 200 OHC. There's still that eddy in the middle of the Gulf of Mexico. It might help to intensify this, but near the coast there's not much ocean heat because yeah, it's shallow. But yeah, but the sea surface temperatures are still very warm, so be aware. And let's see. So there's some other different models here. Generally show this going north of Tampa or just south there. And yeah, so be aware in those areas. Stay safe. And let's see here. Some rainfall. So let's see some rainfall estimates from this. There's the European, right, showing more than 200 millimeters in Tampa. From this, like so some 8 inches already showing up there, and some 6 inches, 7 inches in Sarasota, 6 inches Cape Coral, some 4 inches in Miami, but mainly show like 8 inches in Tampa, Clearwater, so please be aware, some 9 inches. And along the east coast, show more than 8 inches on the east coast as this exits Florida, so better watch the east coast as well. There's the GFS, has just north of Tampa, it has like some 12 inches near Port Richey, Palm Harbor, some 12 inches, 11 inches in Clearwater, has up to 8 inches in Tampa, some 4 inches in Sarasota. But if this goes south of or north of Tampa, it will impact this forecast, because if it goes south, the worst might be further south there. But considering some models showed most of the convection on the north side, so this might be similar. So it shows all the way to 10 inches on the east coast of Florida, through 9 inches, 6 inches, 11 inches, 8 inches. So please, this might cause a lot of flooding there. There's the icon as well, shows more like around Tampa, Sarasota, shows almost to 11 inches in Bradenton, 10 inches in Tampa, 9 in Sarasota, and like just east of Bradenton, show like 14 inches to the areas east of Bradenton, show like 14 inches in Orlando, 15 inches just north of Orlando. So the icon is exaggerating, I think, but it does show like more than 14 inches in some areas there. So please be aware and please stay safe. There's like the UK model shows more southwestern Florida, so some heavy rain from this, but this goes out until the 10th, so it might have made landfall already, but it shows more like southwestern Florida. There's like the Canadian model as well, so if I put this further out until like the 11th, it shows, but let's go further out to like the 15th. So it shows this like southwestern Florida too, close to like 10 inches, 8 inches or something, and then crossing after eastern Florida. So the Canadian has this further south as well. Let's see. There's this other model, the CFS. It shows a lot near the Northern Gulf, but it has more than like 5 inches in the Keys in southern Florida, some 6 to 7 inches. So let's see if there's any other model where there's the European AI model. It shows mainly central Florida around Tampa, some 5 or 6 inches around Tampa. And let's see here. And these other models are short range, so I don't think they have anything yet. But there's this wrap model, does show a little bit weird, more like southwestern Florida. So yeah, those models are for different things. So let's see if this is working now. So like I'll just put like 36 hours, see if it's working. 120 hours. So let's just see the full thing. So because this is weird, it shows like the site is not functioning well today, because it shows like the members start there, but then it disappears. So don't mind that it's not functioning well. But for the rest of the Atlantic, it shows like Kirk and Leslie continue there, and possibly the new system, the Cabo Verde. Let's see if the GFS is working. The GFS is working, and it shows like some reds and oranges, like some category 2 and strong hurricane, and some weaker members to southern Florida. So if this is stronger, it might lift north to just north of Tampa, or some areas there near Tampa. But if this is weaker, it might just go to like Naples or southwestern Florida, Fort Myers or something. So better watch this in all those areas. But regardless of where it goes, this might generate some swells and some rip currents near Mexico and Texas, most of the Gulf. And as this goes, show some larger waves near Mexico and Cuba. Maybe some like swells and rip currents all the way to Central America. Some very like rough waves and storm surge near Florida, and might be bad on the East Coast as well, in the Bahamas too. So be aware in those areas. Please stay safe. And now let's see. So I showed you the wind speed probabilities, but I didn't show you an estimation. So this what I'm about to show you will change a million times. This is just a forecast, but let's see what the European model shows for the wind gusts of this. So this the wind gust does show it approaching like the eye just south of Sarasota, like near Venice, the north part. Shows some let's see if this is in miles, or so show like some 53 mile per hour gusts, 58 mile per hour gusts. Marco Island some 61 mile per hour gusts, according to the European. Then this goes there, it has more than 54 mile per hour gusts near Clearwater. Tampa as well, so some 53 mile per hour gusts, and like to Central Florida, it has this crossing there, maybe it's like 53 mile per hour gusts in Orlando, even 56, but it's really kicking up those gusts all the way to 80 miles per hour as it exits Florida on the East Coast. So if you're like on the East Coast, you really gotta watch this. So the whole the East Coast like a 48, 50 mile per hour gusts, some areas 67, 80 mile per hour gusts. So please be aware. And still a little bit bumpy on the West Coast. So there's the GFS as well. The GFS has this stronger, but it has like 80 mile per hour gusts in Bradenton, some 80 mile per hour gusts in Sarasota, 78 mile per hour gusts in Venice, has some 56 mile per hour gusts in Tampa, some 74 in St. Petersburg. So the GFS is a stronger hurricane. This might or might not happen, depending on the conditions and how it goes. But it shows like some 71 mile per hour gusts for further north, 59 mile per hour gusts in Orlando and to eastern Florida, more than 59 mile per hour gusts. So please be safe in those areas. And let's just switch this here very quick. So as this crosses Florida, does show some gusty winds near the Bahamas. So now it's in kilometers per hour, some 86 kilometer per hour gusts, some 81, 76 kilometer per hour gusts near the northern Bahamas. Some places like Ellistown, some 85 kilometer per hour gusts. So some very high gusts as this crosses further north into Florida, might leave some high winds in the Bahamas too. And this is the icon. The icon's too strong, I think, but let's just see it for curiosity. It has like some 56 mile per hour gusts in Cape Coral, then it goes there. So like some 60, 65 mile per gust in Sarasota, Brandon, some 64 mile per gust in Cape Coral, Marco Island, 57 mile per gust, 53 in Tampa, and the icon shows as it crosses Florida more than 87 mile per hour gusts in Central Florida, like Lake Placid, 78 mile per hour gusts, some 82, 80 km per mile per hour gusts. So please be careful as it exits the East Coast. Still shows some very high gusts there. So please stay safe there, and please like have a hurricane plan, some flooding equipment to stay safe from flooding, secure your house, and if you think you should leave, just do it. And if you're asked to leave, do it no matter what. You should leave if you're asked to. So please stay safe and warn others from this, and help everyone to stay informed. So let's just see if there's something else missing about this, might be important. So here, so maybe I would show like tropical depression, tropical storm probabilities, but this is already a tropical depression and forecast to be a tropical storm, so there's not much point showing that. But stay safe there, and let me just see what this show to have another idea. So wait, so these are the tropical storm probabilities, very high of course, because this will be a tropical storm there, more than 100% in Florida. And like the hurricane probabilities, I think the most interesting thing to show from the European does show some like 30% hurricane probabilities all the way to 50% there, 50 as it goes into Florida. But according to the forecast, this will be a hurricane in category 2 even. So please stay safe there. Bye.